good to be alive. Good to be alive. Yeah, it's good to be alive. And we all want to see you thrive. Hang on for the ride. This is Paul Vibes, bringing you a spiritual flow and information that can remedy the soul. A man for the people, message in a bottle, but he threw it in a podcast. Now it's full throttle. Life is never hollow, but if you ever feel twisted or need to be lifted, yo, my man is gifted.
Hello everybody, Paul Vibes here. We got a special podcast. We got Oliver Hubbard. Welcome. Listen, we are let's get it. We're at the IV bar in Huntington, and you know, I don't know about you guys, but you know, this is the time of the year to get these. You know, you're not getting enough sunlight. You're not outside as much. To get that extra nutrition, at least from my life, it helps me so much. You know, as somebody who's a speaker, a life coach, and the host of the podcast, I'm always on the go. I'm always connecting. And doing things like this just takes my game to the next level. How does it help you out in your life?
Yeah, it makes me feel fantastic. I was coming to this location in Huntington, Body Beautiful, doing cryotherapy with Andrew, and I'm walking in and then I see IV bars next to it. So, little thing with cryotherapy is basically you get freshly enriched oxygenated blood back throughout your extremities, throughout your organs. You're sending your body into a controlled fight or flight state, and if you synergize that with this, it's next level.
But he's about to go Super Saiyan over here,
yeah,
right?
Just like the
yeah. Awesome.
So when you can synergize them, or just doing the IV therapy on its own, like the day after, I'd be like, why do I feel so good? And I'd be like, oh, I did the rejuvenate. And someone like me who boxes, does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, is working out with weight resistance and on the go and on the move, it's fantastic because you're getting 100% of the nutrients because it's going into your bloodstream. And a science that, you know, I'm not fully aware on, but that I study that's really important is absorption. Just because you eat something or you take it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go where you need it. You know.
Absolutely. And it skips the whole steps of when you break down food. Not all the nutrition number one is going to be digested, and then also this is bypassing that in a way. So and you feel it. I don't know about you, man, but I feel it like
instantly.
Yeah.
A prime example could be calcium, and how calcium can either go into the arteries and calcify, or it can get transported into the bone and strengthen the bones. That's why vitamin K2 is important with calcium.
Yes, so vitamin D, I heard with that helps.
Yeah. So it's very interesting when I hear stuff like that. It's like, this bypasses all that, you get all the goods.
Yeah, and you guys should enjoy it. If you haven't already, just so you guys know, with this special segment, Hydration Conversation, which is a segment where we go to
bars.
The IV go to bars. We get good type of drunk.
Yeah.
You know? We get high off life. But if you call the Huntington IV bar, the Huntington location, or message them, just don't call right now because it interrupts the podcast, but call today. And you mention the People's Podcast, Paul Vibes, mention him or something, and you will get 15% off any IV of your choice. And that's a phenomenal deal.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out. I want to know about your bodybuilding days. That's where your journey started in the fitness, right? You started working out in high school. I want to talk about your journey before you started getting into fitness, because I think that story might inspire other people, because I think right now a lot of people, especially young adults, with COVID going on, with social distancing, with technology, with this weather, there's a lot of, with the division going on in the world, with politics, there's a lot that can overwhelm us. So can you share a little bit about your journey in overcoming some of your personal challenges?
Yeah, definitely. So for me, I grew up in the city, then moved out to Long Island with my family when I was 13, so I started high school fresh, and I didn't really find myself or create myself. I was all over the place. I was class clown. I was cracking jokes and not taking things seriously.
You still are a joker. You're a good...
it's a calibrated clown now.
Yeah, it's true.
So what happened was I always felt like I never really applied myself with anything, or I suppressed how I felt and how I was like a beast. Like I could just attack things and work out and push myself, but I was holding back because I was insecure. I wasn't confident. We're all concerned how are other people going to view me or that's not you. You talk
Yeah,
yourself out of it.
absolutely.
There's just all these basically objections that you create, and the reality of it was that after not making the basketball team, after being told you're going to get hurt in football since you haven't done it, after doing wrestling and being on JV as a junior and getting my ass kicked for 2 months, I was like, I'm going to go get Wendy's and
Screw
just
this.
quit,
Yeah.
So I wasn't applying myself, and then I didn't like what I saw in the mirror because I was like, I'm not really who I want to be. I know who I can be, and what's holding me back. And then there was a switch when I got my license. I was like, I can drive to the gym now.
I have more freedom, right?
Yeah, and really what it is like I have more freedom to do what I want to do initially, because it's like when I didn't have my car, I was in the shop, or I would just jog to the gym, right? Call up a friend and just be like,
So you stop making excuses.
Stop
for
making
yourself.
excuses. There's literally like when there's a will, there's a way. But for some
Sure.
odd reason, when I got my license, it clicked, and I started going to the gym, and then I saw the change. And what I love is the fact that with working out, it's like you're the marble and you're the sculptor.
I like that. Listen to that again, guys. You are the marble and the sculptor.
Yeah,
I like
and
that.
the sculpture.
Sculpture and the sculptor.
I'm the sculptor sculpting the sculpture.
Oh man, I need a moment. Okay, but I like that. So the idea is you are this piece of art, and you're creating the art in a way. That's
So
pretty cool.
that's why you're enduring the pain for that change, that transmutation.
Transmutation, yes.
Exactly. So I got hooked. I was going to the gym, and everything changed. I only started to reinforce that belief in myself, and my life has only gotten better because of it.
Wow, and you've gotten, so the bodybuilding is what you started off with. That, and then did you start, how about meditation, spirituality? I don't think we've talked about that. How are you?
Yeah.
Did that play a role? Because I feel like a lot of it's mental, and it's how you view yourself, and that's in a way a spiritual aspect, right?
Yeah, well, 100%. I really started to go into spirituality and meditation and breath work, which I think is absolutely phenomenal.
And that goes hand in hand with Wim Hof,
With Wim Hof
and
and
cryotherapy, I'm sure.
Exactly. When I found Wim Hof, that's when I really started to explore more of my spirituality, my relationship with God, and when you tap into that, just like it's literally so powerful. It's the most powerful thing there is, really, because you're really
going into something bigger than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because tell me if you agree with this, but I feel like when you have a very narrow kind of, when you think inside the box, right, you're limiting yourself and possibilities, right? But whether it's the universe or Buddha or Jesus, whatever you call the God or source, when you tap into something bigger than yourself, you've just broken the chains, because now the sky's the limit. That's at least how I view it.
Exactly. No, I couldn't have said it better. It's a symbolic.
You probably could have.
It's a symbolic essence that we tap into, and it's extremely powerful.
So,
man.
when I think it's awesome, and you're also into martial arts. You're into, and what I like before we went live, I was asking him, I was like, what are the topics? What are things you want to talk about? Like, what's your thing? He's like, movement. And I love that, man, because let's think about it. You could have listed a million things. I do this, certified in that, this, and we live in a very cluttered world. But what I think is awesome about you is you're very clear intent. You're like, movement, period. And I was like, dude, we're going to vibe, because I've been realizing as I get older, and people watching this, tell us if you relate to this, we need to make things simpler. The world is a very complex, convoluted experience. And when you can be direct with your intention, with your mission, and when you said movement, I was like, that's so true, because we need movement.
Yeah.
We live in a very stagnant world.
Yeah.
For you, when was that click? Because bodybuilding, yes, is part of movement, but when did movement, like that theme of movement, really
It definitely, the whole movement universe definitely opened up when I found Ido Portal's teachings.
Can you say that again?
Ido Portal, his teachings. He's just very big on moving, and he'll talk about how certain people that do dance and martial artists will sit at different tables, but it's like these things can bring them together, and that there's a lot of overlap and similarities between all these different movement cultures. So it made me just really think, like, what gets you moving? And there's such a relatability to that, because we're all movers. There's a lot of different bubbles that we put ourselves into, but there's so much more similarities between us
Yes.
than there are that separate us. So instead of like, you know, this group of people over there, this group of people over there, it's like, let's all sit down together, let's all, you know, play and have fun with movement.
Yes.
There's so much entertainment and play involved.
Like the Beatles song, "Come Together." You know, we gotta come together.
Come together
Right now. I don't know. That's lyrics, right? Yeah, but that's so true. You know what's really funny, man? And we're gonna give a shout out. There's actually a networking group. I don't know if you heard of Cold Movers.
They just followed me on Instagram.
Yo,
That's it.
synchronistic. So they actually have you know, I'm gonna keep you updated on their meetings. Anybody watching this, if you're in Long Island, they mainly focus. I think they're open to everybody. It's a lot of millennials and young adults that come to it. But what I love about it is the people put their egos aside. They're there to network.
Yeah.
You got people from all walks of life. You got people in the fitness. You got music people. You got people who run podcasts like me. You got people that start their own business. And I agree, man. And that has been such an eye-opener for me when I started the podcast, right? Because when I started the podcast, I thought, okay, I'm going to have this type of people, that type of people, because I want to like fit into like my interests.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, a year later, it's only been about a year now.
Wow.
It's grown fast. I'll connect with everybody. I may not have every single buddy I meet on the podcast because you got to vibe and connect.
Yeah.
But I've had some unique people. I mean, I had a woman, Christina Lucia, that created she makes stuffed animals, bears. And
Nice.
monkeys are one of my merch or brand item, monkeys, the third-eyed, and there's a lot of meanings behind it. But she surprised me with a custom monkey
Really?
that she handmade. And that's what's
awesome.
so freaking cool is you might typically, when you first started, think, I only want to vibe with people in the bodybuilding field. But I feel like it's so beneficial for us to connect with people that, honestly, the more different, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are people that may not know much about what you're doing, and you can impact them.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh, definitely. That's so awesome. What was the incentive for you to create the podcast? Did people say, hey, man, like, I love vibing with you. You should make a
it's funny
podcast and we should record this.
Before, I don't want to make. I'll just answer this question about me because I wanted to be focused on you. But you asked me earlier, like, why Paul Vibes? Well, Paul Vibes, and we're like, we literally could have had a whole podcast before the podcast because we talked about good stuff. But Paul Vibes came to me for a couple of reasons. The first one is my last name's Scancarelli, and most of my friends who are speakers and mentors of mine, they use their last name. So there's no way people are gonna try to type in paulscancarelli.com. And then Vibes came because when I ran a non-for-profit for the special needs community, I do life coach work, as you know. And I would always hear things like, Paul, you got great vibes. And vibes is such a great word to describe energy. To me, it means connection. It means putting out the energy you want to receive. It means, like what you said, your vibe.
Your tribe.
Yeah, you take the words right out of my mouth. So, and I said to myself, I was like, Paul Vibes. Let's see how it goes. And I think I got the logo on here.
Mid. That's
Yeah,
mid,
so
right?
I got there, my necklace. So it's grown. Paul
that wood?
Vibes. Yeah, it's wood hat.
That's actually wood.
Shout out to Sacred Geometry, my friend John.
Oh, you got the cool.
Yeah, I got the
geometric shapes.
Yeah, so it's all good stuff.
That's what's up.
I want to ask you, speaking of connection,
Yeah.
you work at a gym, you do a lot of other stuff, but what does connecting with others mean to you? Like, how is your perspective on meeting people where they're at, whether it's someone that walks into your gym or someone that connects you in social media? Like, what does connection mean to you?
Connection's everything. It's human nature. You know, we're social creatures, social beings. We're meant to connect with other people. And in a time where, like you said, depression is high, you know, people are literally, you know, committing suicide. I saw something in Japan where the suicide rates were higher and killing more people than coronavirus.
Depression, yep, true.
You know, so it's literally so important to connect and have respect and love for one another, unless they give you a reason not to.
And you know the people who are mean, you know, they say hurt people, right?
Yeah.
And that's not an excuse, but we need to send even more compassion to those that are hurting.
Exactly.
You know.
I think that's really important, man. Like, a lot of people take things personally, and it's like, you don't need to take things so personally.
Yes.
If somebody says something or feels a certain way, it's like, they're probably projecting.
Yes.
And it's like, something that'll throw somebody off that may be behaving a certain way is like, what's going on? Like, do you want to talk?
You know, who knows? Because we've all been there, right? We've all had a domino effect where one thing happens, the next thing happens, and we unfortunately let it out on others. So I really like that when you say, don't take it personal. And it's like Eckhart Tolle says, like, being the observer instead of just feeding into that experience.
Yeah.
You know, so witnessing, I feel this way, but I'm I'm aware of it, but I'm not gonna choose to react in an angry way or aggressive way. So
I love connecting with people. It's literally my business. I'm a personal trainer. I connect and I help and I guide and I reinforce the good things, the positive things, what they're focused on, what they want to be. Because the whole idea is like, I was able to transform my body and my mind, and people will now come to me for that experience and my vibe as well. Because like,
you got good vibes. I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Thank you. They love the energy that I give and I put forth, because I just want to see them succeed and achieve and believe.
Yeah. You want to bring out the best
like
people you work with.
Cheesy and stuff like that.
It's true.
Like, let's have a good time. Let's map out a game plan and let's make it happen. It's so important, because the person that makes excuses and the person that goes after what they want, they're both right and they're both justified. It's like when somebody says, I got this and this, it's like people want to say like the motivation is like, that's bullshit. But it's like, when people, if I have a family and I work this job, it's like, these are all valid things. They're valid reasons for you to be doing that. But it's like, how bad do you want the other end of it?
Yes.
Like, are you going to create that time? Are you going to make that effort and find time for that? Because at the same time, if you look at a lot of people's days, there's certain hours or time that could be used better.
Yes, or spent on things that aren't benefiting them.
Yeah, like if you're gonna binge watch a Netflix series, or if you're gonna scroll mindlessly on Instagram, whether it's an hour or a couple hours or whatever, it's like you could go for a 20-minute walk. You could do 10 minutes of breath work.
You could meditate, whatever.
You could meditate.
A question I want to ask before it slips out of my mind is, you speak about connecting with others, right? Mm-hmm. But I want to ask you, you're personally like connecting with your body through this journey of fitness, but also helping your clients connect with their body. Because we're speaking a lot about mental health right now and fitness, but I think a lot of people are disconnected to their body, how they feel. They kind of ignore their body a lot. They don't bring a lot of focus. And as we know, meditation practice is about bringing attention to the present moment, but also different parts of your body. How has the journey been in helping clients like tune in to the body? Because a lot of people are ashamed. They're embarrassed. They don't want to think about their body. They don't want to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
So how do you help them kind of view their body in a more positive light?
Yeah. So first and foremost, drinking more water. The things we're putting into our body are going to change our perspective. What fuel you put into your body, exactly.
IVs, get yours 50% off. That helps you.
I'm already flying right now. I did the cryo and this. I'm literally like.
I think we'll do the cryo after.
Yeah.
If you speak to Andrew, ask him if I can jump in after.
Definitely, yeah. So nutrition, food, whole foods, plant-based foods. Let's start off with the fuel.
Yes.
Let's get our sleep, our circadian rhythm. Blue light blockers. There's so much light pollution. That's a whole other topic. But getting our sleep right, with a proper sleep and nutrition regimen, you're already gonna feel better.
Yes.
Focusing on your breath. Just focus on your breath. It just feels good just to like lay back and just be like.
And if you're at home right now, do you want to lead us into a quick meditation? Do it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So you do it.
We could do one round of Wim Hof.
Let's teach us. Do it.
Yeah.
All right.
So with Wim Hof, the way we started off is you do like 3 regular breaths, so we just chill out. So we just focus on the deep breath in, and just a full breath out. Deep breath in, and a full breath out. We're gonna do one more. Bring awareness to your body to breathe in. And on the last one, just exhale and release. So now we're gonna pick up the pace with our breathing. We're gonna go 100% in, so breathe in fully. And just let 50% out. It's like a wave, 100% in, 50 out. And you now go faster, breathe in, out. Keep this rhythm like a wave, 100% fully in, and then just let it go. 100% in, let it go. In through the stomach, up to the chest, out through the chest, out through the stomach. Good, like a wave. Keep going. A little faster now. Good, keep going. You can do 10 more. Good, keep going. And on the last breath, you got 8 more. You're just gonna exhale and just hold your breath. So 7, 6, 5. No hesitation. Fully in, let it out. 4, 3, 2. Good, on the last one, fully in. And just exhale and then hold. So, and then just sink into the chair. Don't breathe. Just zone out, chill. Now when you feel the urge to breathe, you're going to do a big breath in, and you're going to hold and squeeze. If you can hold your breath a little longer, it's fine. If not, breathe in, hold, squeeze your core, chest, neck, head. And now hold that for 10 to 15 seconds. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Tense, and then release. Good.
Wow.
Nice, man.
You know, you feel so good. It's so in a nice, like not overly lightheaded, but you feel like a little.
Yeah. That's like a Wim Hof style. Usually the retentions are a little bit longer. That's probably the biggest part that you kind of get a grasp over is like on the last part you just exhale, chill. Sometimes I've gotten my retention up to 3 minutes on the last breath.
Once you hold it in.
And I go, but it's not like a competition or anything. It's literally when I just need to get my breath.
So you breathe it in all the way, and then you hold for 3 minutes. And
no, you breathe in, and then you exhale,
and then you
just hold.
Very cool.
And you can do rounds of that. It's usually 3 rounds. It's phenomenal, man. Wim Hof, definitely check out Wim Hof. His breathing, meditation, his cold therapy.
You know, I want to ask you because I know you posted this on your. You know, I want to give you a shout out for your Instagram. That's where you're the most active, right? Social media.
Yeah, Instagram for sure.
What are if you could shout out your handle and what are some things people can expect by following you and checking your page out?
Yeah, so it's Ohubs, OHUBBZ. On my page, I'm just transparent, talking about what I recently went through with a little hand injury. Was wrapped up. I think I tore a ligament, so it was feeling a little sketchy. And just got over that. I got back to pressing.
Good.
And kept most of my strength. I was doing all lower body and core work, and I really do believe if there's a will, there's a way. And whenever you deal with injuries, you work around them, you work with them.
You learn from them, yeah.
And you learn from them. And
Very nice.
And I just got over that. I was talking about the attitude of gratitude.
I love it.
To be able to move, to wake up, and it's a blessing. And you see it with other people in the gym, and I get so much inspiration from it when I see somebody who is disabled, but let's just say their legs don't work, but it's their mind. It keeps going. They're in the gym. They're there. It's like that's such a beautiful thing.
You see people with all sorts of challenges, whether it's mental, physical, people that don't have limbs or that have no, and they're working out. They're doing stuff.
So it's like it's literally like I get such immense gratitude for being able and competent to go in the gym and move, and I truly believe when you derive your source of inspiration from love, it's an unlimited well.
I love it.
Versus
I love it.
you can get into this, and I got into it, with working out because of hatred. I didn't like myself. I didn't love myself. I was like. I was in a dark place, but that opened the door for me, and then I
pushed you to
it.
transmute.
Exactly.
I do. I'm gonna have. I hope you know, and we talked about this. And if you guys want us to speak about other topics in a future podcast, I'm gonna have Oliver in my full setup in my studio in Northport. I found that he trains in Northport. It's awesome.
Yep.
So he's gonna come hang out there. If you guys have topics that you want us to go over, or if you have any questions for Oliver, he's a pretty friendly guy. So reach out to him. As we close up, I'm going to give you an opportunity just to share, what are some of the services, what are some of the work that you do with clients, and then if you have any, last minute messages or things that you want to leave the viewers with.
Awesome. So for my training specialty, I've trained people from 13, 11 years old, all the way up to 73 years old.
I like this. Very specific numbers. I like it.
Yeah. So my clientele ranges. It could be anyone from bodybuilding to boxing training. I'm not like an amateur fighter by any means, but if you want me to hold the pads and we can do some work, some boxing work. Yeah, we can get the heart rate up. You know, we can do drills, we can do rounds, we can do light sparring. Anything on that end, just sharpen the tool set. Anybody with pain, I'm a big fan of FRC, functional range conditioning, which talks about building up capacity and load in the joints. It's like our joints are supposed to be good for 120 plus years, and you see people getting hip replacements, shoulder replacements, all these types of things because our body's adaptations to sitting and looking down at a screen and immobilizing ourselves, it's no good. So taking care of our joints is something that I'm very big on. FRC, definitely check that out. So I love taking my clients through CARS, which is one of their modalities, which is a controlled articulate rotation. Basically, it's like brushing our teeth for our joints.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's really fun. It's a whole new universe, which is great. Calisthenics, body weight training, strength and conditioning. So I can definitely hit it on different spectrums. Like I said,
you're dynamic.
You
have a lot of knowledge and certifications and stuff.
Yeah, very dynamic, and I, most importantly, I want to help. If I'm not the right fit, I know somebody who's the right fit for you.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and I also think it's important for trainers that if there's somebody who's injured and it's something that you can't treat, outsource it. Go to a physical therapist.
Let's say collaboration over competition, because if I don't specialize in something, but I know Oliver does, I'll recommend him, and if he knows someone that's good for me, that's the way you gotta look at it. It's 2021. We gotta collaborate.
I like that term, collaboration
over competition. And I wanna. I definitely want to do more if you have you on my podcast, and but we're still talking about, but there's some cool ideas we're playing out. We'll take it slow. But is there anything you want to leave people with in the theme of movement and health? Because you're someone who's a big advocate. Is there anything that you want to leave people with that have been talking about for a while? I want to get my health back into check. I want to get back into fitness. Is there anything you want to share with those people?
Yeah, start today. Start right now.
Start yesterday.
If you're watching this video, literally, you can turn off the video. Just go, have a glass of water. Go out into the sun, take a cold shower.
I love those.
Yeah. Do something that your future self is going to thank you for. Stop talking about it. It feels nice to stroke our egos and say, I've been wanting to do this, and we just talk and we have great ideas. Let's put them to practice. Let's go out there. Let's fail, but ultimately learn. And
I love it.
Have a great day.
Hey man, thank you so much for coming on.
Appreciate it, brother.
He's a super knowledgeable dude and just an overall cool guy. I definitely recommend anybody unfollow me, go follow this guy. You won't regret it. He's super cool. See the pictures of this guy. He's super jacked, man. You're able to tell right now this guy's in great shape.
Yeah.
And I look forward to doing more segments with him. So be sure to subscribe, follow the both of us at Instagram, and tune in for some more podcasts. So
we'll make it happen.
Let's get some good vibes out. Peace.
Good vibes.
Thank you, IV Bar. Again, one last shout out to them. Reach out, get 15% off any IV from the Huntington location. Just mention Paul Vibes, People Podcast, mention Oliver Hubbard. We're going to have a great time, all right?
Peace. Good to be alive. Yeah, it's good to be alive. And we all want to see you thrive. Hang on for the ride. This is Paul Vibes, bringing you a spiritual flow and information that can remedy the soul. A man for the people, message in a bottle, but he threw it in a podcast. Now it's full throttle. Life is never hollow, but if